And here we go, we've got our first crew of the day coming in on approach. So, looks like they're trying to get everything ready to go as they work their way in on the dock, and they're going to go toward the last dock here, it appears. And we've got our lady standing in the bow. And goes for the step off, winds up kicking the boat out as she does it. That bow just winds up kicking out. Anytime you push off the boat like that, you're going to get that kickback. Fortunately, she had enough slack in the line, and she's able to help get them pulled around. But welcome back, crew, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, and today we're down here visiting Boynton Beach. But the crew looks like they've got it on now. She's pulling them forward, and they'll work their way alongside the dock. But that was definitely a risky jump and could have ended bad, but... So our next crew's coming in. We've got one leaving. And another crew. It looks like they're going to do the same thing. They're going to go down toward that end dock. And the wind and current's been blowing a little bit right to left across the screen, kind of throwing people off. Oh, they're going to miss. They're going to miss. And Cap's going to wind up having to back up on this one and get a little push off the pole even to try and get around it. So gotta be careful with that pole down here at Boynton. It's got a big metal barrier around it, and we've talked about this one a bunch of times. It will do some damage. So Cap's trying to reset it back up, trying to re-angle it, and there we go. Well, I say there we go. He still looks a little off on the angle to try and get back in. It looks like we're going to switch it up and go for a starboard side dock this time instead of the port side on the other side. So coming along. And they missed on the first attempt, but I think we're going to be good on this second one as they pull alongside the dock. And we'll go ahead and get the crew loaded up. I think this is just a pickup. In other words, there's people already here on the dock, which leads me to believe they're probably just picking this crew up, going back and getting out of here. One thing we see a lot of down here at Boynton, it's not quite the same as 79th, where security will come down there and run them off, but it's because 79th is just so busy. I mean, Boynton's busy as well, but just nothing like that other ramp down there in Miami itself. But this crew's on their way back out. So our next crew coming in, we got two people up in the bow on the ready. Oh, one almost falls in. The other guy steps off. Doesn't have a line, so I guess maybe they're not staying. Maybe he's just going to get the truck and they're going to pull right back off. She went for the grab and goes for it again and misses. And the wind and current's going to wind up pulling them off. Well, this is not a fun way to end the day. It appears our crew is having to get towed in as the jet ski is having an issue. So let's see how this tow goes. It's always interesting when you see people who aren't used to towing something trying to get it in. Sometimes it goes crazy wrong, sometimes it goes just fine. But he's taking his time, taking it easy. And they go for the stretch down here at the end. And it looks like these crews should be good to go. On two separate docks even. I mean, couldn't have done it much better than that, to be honest with you. That's pretty good. So our next crew coming in, the twin engine tuner. I mean, 15 years ago, I'd have never thought about that, having twin engines on a tune. But man, today, I've seen everything, including 600s on the tunes. But he was coming in a little hot. They're going to have to brake check this one out.
Man, you missed it.
I saw it.
Did you see that? Did you catch it?
I can't through here.
That's crazy.
I know.
So what they're talking about is somebody on the backside has hit the sandbar. So we catch that one all the time down here at Boynton. There's the old dock blocker on the backside. We used to have a perfect angle to get both these shots, and Boynton came in and redid these ramps, and when they did, they took down the dock we used to film from, and it doesn't exist anymore. So in turn, when things go wrong out there on the dock blocker now, we get shot blocked by the trees around us and we can't get that shot anymore. But this crew, after coming in hot, looks like they're pretty good, and they've gotten onto the dock. So this guy's Boston Whaler. You can't see it here, but when he originally came by the camera, he's like, what do you think of my cracked Boston Whaler? You can see the crack all the way down the gunnel on the back half of the boat. So it was just cracked all the way down. So I'm wondering if this is who hit the sandbar behind us. Again, we couldn't see it. I just saw the commotion and heard the commotion, but I think that might be the deal there. So they're getting them pulled out. We've got our next crew coming in right behind them. And they'll get onto the dock as well. So we've got a crew backing the boat down here, but this has been an interesting one. As they were over in the prep area for quite some time. Taking their time backing down again. But it looks like they've stopped again. So they were in the prep area for several minutes. Now they've kind of stopped on the route. Now they're pulling forward. They don't like something about the way they were backing in. So now they're going to get out of the truck and they're walking back to the boat. Maybe we forgot to do something. Again, they were up there at the prep area already for a while, so I'm not sure. I guess we didn't get everything done. So they're going to wind up, it looks like, doing a little more work on the boat to try and get it ready to go. But this is definitely not the spot to do it. Now, fortunately, it's not crazy busy right this second. As you can tell, there's no boat or trailer on the other side of them. So there is still one open lane down here. But man, that's just not where you want to be to get the boat prepped, because that means you're really not ready to leave. It's funny, I see that one. That's probably my most annoying thing at the boat ramp, and let me know in the comments below if it's ever happened to you. You go, and you get in line in the prep area, and you start prepping, and you're moving slowly forward with the line. But then somebody comes up behind you and says, are you ready to launch? And you say no, because you're still prepping the boat. And they say, okay, and they pass you, which is fine. If they are ready and I'm not, by all means, pass me. I get it. But then they pass you only to stay on the ramp for 15 minutes because they didn't do any of the prep work. The amount of times I've watched that one happen where somebody will pass somebody in line claiming they are ready to do exactly what this crew is doing and wind up sitting on the ramp getting the boat ready to go is just absolute insanity. So again, they are still working on this one. No real rush right now. But they've not even started backing down yet. And it looks like Wifey's walking over. Gonna take her time talking with them as well. Just seeing what's going on. But let me know in the comments again if that's ever happened to you. I know it's probably happened to most people at some point in time, but that one is definitely my big pet peeve, because it's always funny because the person who pulls up to you to ask if you're ready always kind of gets annoyed when you say no. And then they pass you. Even though you're still in a prep area, like you're not really on the ramp. So our crew here is still working on this one to get it ready to roll. And we are a few minutes in at this point in time. Let me know in the comments how many minutes you think it's going to take for these guys to get this thing launched. Because it is definitely going to be a little bit of time, that's for sure. So finally, after about another 4 or 5 minutes, we're getting a little action and the boat's starting to back up here. And I'm guessing they're about ready to get it put in the water. Again, I can't say much today because there's several open lanes, but still, it's just not good protocol to be taking this long. what is he doing? So he's walking down on the dock by the boat now. I'm assuming he's unhooking the bow line. But he's not standing in a good spot. When his buddy starts backing up, he's going to find himself cornered right there into that dock. So he's going to want to get out of there pretty quickly. We'll see what happens here, because, yeah, his buddy's going to be right on top of him. So we're already pulling back forward. Doesn't like something about it. And our guy wisely decides he's going to step onto the dock and get off the ramp.
This guy.
So again, advancing just a little bit forward, but now you can see they are backing into the dock. So he's probably going to have to pull this one forward one more time, as they are basically right on top of the docks. They're trying to back in. So pulling forward again, and going to have to line this one up one more time. So after skipping forward a few minutes now, looking at the watch, we are approximately 9 minutes in to this guy being on the ramp. So coming back this time, looks like he's staying far enough off. Are we actually going to get it launched this time and get the boat in the water? So it looks like they're at least on the right path, and they're going to get out and try and get it pulled off. So jumping forward again, another 5 or so-ish minutes. We are close to 15 minutes in on this one, but here's an interesting one. I've already seen this guy get out. You see the boat that's on the right? He is launching solo by himself. Let me know in the comments below who's going to get this done first. The guy launching solo to the right that's just backing down the ramp now, or this crew that's already been here for about 15 minutes trying to get this done. So our guy kind of let some lines hang loose. So I'm betting everything's even disconnected here in a moment. Like, he's probably just going to drop this thing and grab a line and walk it over. And solo launching is probably one of the more difficult things. I mean, because you're the one who's going to be responsible for everything. Once this boat gets floating, he's got to catch it. So there you can see the boat, it just slid off the trailer. It's off. So now he's jumping out of the truck, gonna grab the line right there that he's got set aside for himself and get this thing pulled over, while our other crew is still trying to get theirs pulled off the trailer. So solo launch guys working on getting it pulled over, and he's gonna do this in just a fraction of the time these guys are at, because right now I guess we're at about 16, 17 minutes. My man's under 2, I think. So getting it pulled over, but let me know in the comments how long this should take. So our crew here is looking for a little quick pull action. As you can see, our guy in the boat's already coming in. The trailer's not even barely in the water yet, but he's going ahead and committing and coming in and gonna try and get loaded with the quickness as he dropped his buddy off to go up there and get the truck. Oh, and he winds up hitting the trailer coming in. And sliding back off. So they pulled the truck forward just a little bit. And he's sliding off again. So struggling to get this one on, but there we go. He'll start to get it up and on, and hopefully they should be good to go from there. And speaking of good to go, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got Boats versus Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.